Welcome back to High Stakes, where we help you elevate your betting strategy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated with our daily content. Looking for exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join us on Patreon. Links are available in the comments section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Yes, the Bahamas Bowl, football in paradise. Nothing screams vacation vibes like two middle-tier programs duking it out for postseason relevance. The Buffalo Bulls, 8-4, 6-2 MAC, and the Liberty Flames, 8-3, 5-3 CUSA, are gearing up to give us something. Let's call it football and see where the chips fall. Buffalo Bulls, riding a streak or just coasting? The Bulls closed the season on a high note, winning 4 straight games, including a 43-7 stomping of Kent State as 23.5-point favorites. Impressive, right? Sure, if you ignore the fact that Kent State is about as threatening as a gentle breeze. Buffalo's offense, led by quarterback C.J. Ogbonna, leans on a balanced attack, 190.4 passing yards and 164.7 rushing yards per game. Ogbonna's stats are decent: 57.1% completion, 2,244 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 5 picks, plus 311 rushing yards and 8 scores on the ground. Solid, but not game-changing. Running back L.J. Henderson, 959 rushing yards, 8 TDs, and wide receiver Victor Snow, 51 catches, 610 yards, 6 TDs, round out an offense that scores 29.1 points per game. The downside? Their defense is as porous as a sieve, allowing 28 points per game and ranking 118th in pass defense. Yikes. If the Bulls can't step up on defense, this winning streak will hit a hard stop. Injury watch. WR's Tyrell Simmons Jr. and Bodie Ogg are questionable. Losing them would put even more pressure on Ogbonna to do it all, which feels like a recipe for disaster. Liberty Flames, ground and pound specialists. The Flames started the season hot, but have cooled off, limping into this game after a 20-18 loss to Sam Houston State. Yes, that's Sam Houston State. Liberty's bread and butter is their ground game, averaging a jaw-dropping 259.5 rushing yards per game. Quentin Cooley is the workhorse with 1,254 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns. And even without quarterback Kaidon Salter, off to Colorado, their philosophy remains unchanged. Run, and run some more. Former Appalachian State QB Ryan Berger will step in, but let's not kid ourselves. He's more of a game manager than a playmaker. Defensively, Liberty has the edge, giving up just 23.3 points per game. Their ability to stop the run, 63rd in the country, will be crucial against Buffalo's run-heavy approach. If they stack the box and force Ogbonna to throw, they'll likely come out on top. Injury watch. Tease Bentley Hanshu and Bo Burklow are questionable, but it's not like Liberty plans to rely on tight ends in this one. Head-to-head history. Liberty holds a 2-0-1 record against Buffalo, including a 55-27 rout in 2023. While history doesn't always repeat itself, the Flames have shown they know how to handle the Bulls. The matchup: strengths versus weaknesses. Liberty's elite rushing attack is tailor-made to exploit Buffalo's leaky run defense, which allows over 150 rushing yards per game. Add in Buffalo's abysmal secondary, and the Flames could even mix in some play action to keep things unpredictable. On the flip side, Buffalo's offense is one-dimensional and predictable. They like to run, but they don't do it nearly as well as Liberty, and their passing game doesn't scare anyone. Liberty's defense can key in on the run and force Buffalo into uncomfortable situations. The prediction: Liberty -3 points. The Flames' ability to dominate time of possession and grind down Buffalo's defense will be the difference. Even with a backup quarterback, Liberty's ground game will carry them to victory. Buffalo's streak of bowl wins ends here, as Liberty pulls away late. Points total: under 50.5. Liberty runs the ball 64% of the time, chewing up the clock like it's Thanksgiving dinner. Buffalo isn't explosive enough to force a shootout, so expect a slower-paced game with limited scoring opportunities. Something like 27-17 in favor of Liberty feels about right. Final thought: if you're up at 11 a.m. on a Saturday, parked on your couch to watch the Bahamas Bowl, you've either got money riding on this game or an undying love for mid-major football. Either way, you're in for a steady diet of handoffs, punts, and the occasional pass that reminds you why these teams aren't playing in prime time. Enjoy the show, if you can call it that. Now for my game props. Quentin Cooley anytime touchdown scorer. Quentin Cooley is Liberty's offensive cornerstone, racking up 13 rushing touchdowns this season. As the go-to option in short yardage and red zone situations, Cooley's ability to find the end zone is nearly automatic, especially against a Buffalo defense that struggles against the run. With Liberty's run-heavy game plan, he'll have multiple opportunities to punch it in, whether through designed runs or goal line carries. Given the mismatch between Liberty's rushing attack and Buffalo's defensive front, Cooley is not just a strong candidate, but practically a lock to score. Buffalo total points, under 21.5. Buffalo's offense, led by quarterback C.J. Agbana, is solid but far from dynamic. Their reliance on the run game makes them predictable, especially against a Liberty defense that allows just 23.3 points per game. Liberty's ability to stack the box and force Agbana to beat them through the air will expose Buffalo's lack of explosiveness. The potential absence of key wide receivers Tyrell Simmons Jr. and Bodie Ogg only compounds the problem. Liberty's defensive scheme and Buffalo's limited offensive firepower suggest the Bulls will fall well short of the 21.5-point mark. First half total points, under 24.5. Both Liberty and Buffalo are run-first teams, meaning the clock will be running consistently, especially in the first half as they feel each other out. Liberty's strategy is to dominate time of possession, while Buffalo's offense lacks the firepower to drive the score up early. Liberty's backup quarterback, Ryan Berger, is more of a game manager, which further indicates a methodical, slower-paced approach. Expect limited big plays and long, clock-consuming drives that keep the total points in the first half under 24.5. Longest rush by any player, over 25.5 yards. Explosive runners on both sides make this prop highly appealing. Liberty's Quentin Cooley has a knack for breaking off big runs, as his powerful yet agile running style allows him to exploit gaps and turn small openings into massive gains. On the other side, Buffalo's Al-Jay Henderson has been a consistent threat with his speed and ability to get to the second level. Buffalo's porous run defense and Liberty's strong offensive line increase the likelihood of a long breakaway run from either team. A 26-yard or longer run is more than plausible. Liberty team rushing yards, over 200.5, expanded analysis. Liberty's offense is built around a dominant rushing attack that averages an impressive 259.5 yards per game, ranking among the nation's best in this category. This success stems from their commitment to the ground game, running the ball 64% of the time. Even with quarterback Kaidon Salter off to Colorado, Liberty's offensive identity remains firmly rooted in their ability to pound the ball on the ground. Quentin Cooley, their standout running back, leads the charge with 1,254 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns on the season. His combination of power and vision allows him to consistently find and exploit gaps in opposing defenses. The Flames also utilize a deep rotation of backs, keeping fresh legs on the field and maintaining their rushing efficiency throughout the game. Buffalo's run defense, meanwhile, has been a glaring weakness all season, allowing over 150 rushing yards per game. Their inability to consistently shed blocks and contain the edge has made them vulnerable to teams with a strong ground game. Liberty's offensive line, which excels at creating running lanes and winning in the trenches, will have a significant advantage against Buffalo's front seven. Furthermore, with backup quarterback Ryan Berger stepping in, Liberty's reliance on the run game will only increase. Berger is more of a game manager than a dynamic playmaker, which means the Flames will likely lean heavily on their running backs to move the chains and control the clock. The matchup dynamic also plays into this prop bet. Buffalo's offense lacks the explosiveness to force Liberty into a pass-heavy game script. If Liberty can take an early lead, they'll lean on their rushing attack even more to dominate time of possession and grind down the clock. Given these factors, it's highly probable that Liberty will surpass the 200.5 rushing yards mark, potentially approaching or exceeding their season average. And that's a wrap on today's video, folks. I'm sure you're absolutely on the edge of your seat, eagerly awaiting the next thrilling installment of this channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because clearly you don't want to miss any of our daily videos. I mean, who could live without them? And while you're at it, smash that notification bell, so you can be the first to know when we drop more gems like this. Oh, and if you're looking for some premium picks, because let's be honest, who isn't? Join our Patreon. It's where the real magic happens. Premium picks, insider info, and possibly even some mildly entertaining banter. So, hit that link, and we'll see you on the inside. Until next time, enjoy the game, make those bets, and remember, you're welcome.